North Alabama on the board first, leads at 7-0. 2:30 to go in the first quarter. Kick's going to go back to Matt Pierce inside at the 3-yard line. Matt to 10, the 15, the 20. Matt to 25, the 30. Matt at the 40, 45. He's at the 40. Matt's going to take it to distance at the 20, the 15, the 10. Touchdown, Valdosta State. 96-yard kickoff return for Matt Pierce. Makes it 7-6. How about that, boys?
The David Dean Show. Your weekly look at Valdosta State University Blazer football. Here's your host, Dick Rocky, along with head coach David Dean, for a look at this week's Blazer football action.
Hello and welcome to the David Dean Show. I'm Dick Rocky with the head coach. Valdosta State season ends Saturday afternoon, 30-23 to the University of North Alabama. And it's a game, Coach, towards the end of the game I kept saying this can't happen again, it can't happen again, but it did. Another heartbreaking loss in the final 57 seconds of the game.
Yeah, third nightmare in a row, very disappointing. It's hard to believe that we lost 3 straight games where we had a lead in the fourth quarter. But credit the other football teams. They made plays at the end of the game, and we didn't.
Well, Sean Reed, our Sports Information Director, the Blazers are a minute and 44 seconds away from being 9-1. I know it breaks our hearts, but that's what it was. And to your, like you said, the credit goes to the teams that came back and defeated Valdosta State. But, again, your team fought against a great football team, North Alabama. So, we're going to look at some positive things today if we can this morning.
Well, we're going to have to dig deep to find some positives right now, but again, I'm awfully proud of our kids. We played a team like North Alabama that started 11 seniors on defense and I think 8 or 9 seniors on offense. We're a very young football team. We've said that all year. We grew up a lot, but we were in that ball game. At one point, we had kind of taken over the momentum of that ball game, and then we have a blocked punt that turns into a touchdown for them, and that kind of swung the momentum of the football game. And there's just several times that we were close to taking over the ball game, and we just didn't do it.
Can you still, even though it's 10 games into the season, is that when you see the youth of a football team? Because we get down there in that close to the red zone and have to settle for a 3-pointer.
Yeah. Well, we dropped a pass in the end zone. Cade made a great throw, and it just goes right through the hands of one of our seniors there, Scott Fambro. He made a great move and just didn't finish it off. And, you make that catch right there, and all of a sudden we're up 27-16 with I don't know how much time left in the ball game. So it's a lot of ifs and buts. If we make this, if we do this, but if we don't do this, so that's the way football goes.
We'll take a break and be back with the first half highlights in just a minute.
I love learning.
I believe in service. I am full of passion. I embody sportsmanship.
I trust in my resourcefulness.
I like balance.
That's why I chose
Division II.
Welcome back to the David Dean Show. Coach, North Alabama comes into this game, as they always have with Bowden being the head coach, a lot of D1 transfers. And you mentioned in the paper, everybody gets a lot of D1 transfers. They're not all starter D1s, but they had a couple of those guys. Can you really see the difference as a coach with the speed, the quickness, anything with those kids that started at a D1 program versus D2s?
Yeah, you definitely can. They play at a different speed. The strength of those guys is a little bit different, and you'll see it here in our highlights right at the end of the half. Janoris Jenkins, who was a great SEC corner, probably a first-round draft choice, watch him return the kick there right before the half, and the things that he can do with the football in his hands. He, just a different athlete. But they've got a lot. We don't have that many. We do have a couple. We had 2 that played in the ball game, Chaz Matthews and Trey Herndon, that were both Division I transfers. We have 2 1AA transfers, and Scott Fambro and Quinn Robertson. That's the way they choose to build their team. We don't choose to build our team that way, but regardless of that, we've got to line up against those guys, and we got to play. And for the most part, for about 59 minutes of that ball game, we lined up toe-to-toe with them.
And that same kid made the interception I think, to end the game over there, the one you were talking about, I believe, one-handed on the end zone there. So let's take a look at the first half highlights. Front of a decent home crowd, a little always disappointing to me, but it was what it was. It was a noisy crowd, I thought, at times, and I know the players loved that.
Well, we got a loyal fan base, and we knew we weren't going to have a lot of people there with Georgia and Auburn playing at 3:30 and then the Lounge playing that night. So we were going to lose some folks, and we always do at the end of the year. Our crowds are not as big at the end of the year. We come out here and we started all of our seniors on offense, and that's Cameo Holloway making a run there, and then draw play here to Eugene Glenn, make a big run. We end up stalling out, having to punt the ball to North Alabama, and they come out, and I thought we did a good job here early. We were being physical, playing good football. They had a great punt, pinned us down there inside the 5, and fortunately we got us a face mask right there. He didn't twist and grab that one. I don't know what the difference is from last week, but we break a run there and the ball hits the ground, and we had a lot of frustrating plays like that yesterday. We would get in the open field and drop the football, but we end up having to punt back to them, and they put together a nice little drive. Good throw right here. We just don't do a good job of covering up. We got to understand where we are on the field, and a little bit tighter coverage right there. But they score and go up 7-0, and what a great response right here. Our kickoff return team did an outstanding job the whole night, or the whole afternoon. Great run here by Matt Pierce. Got a lot of great blocks, and he just turned his speed on and outran everybody there for a touchdown. Unfortunately, this is a big play in the ball game. They block, and what a great bounce they get. It just bounces right up in his hands. And there's the guy we talked about there, Janoris Jenkins, is the one right here chasing him, number 1. He's the one that blocks the extra point. So instead of being tied, we're down now 3 points, 9-6. And, they get the ball right after that, and great response by our defense. We come out and we stop them. We don't give them anything, and we get the big pick right here by Chris Pope. Chris gets a nice return, and we get a nice little run here by Caden. There's another one of those guys there from Illinois State that he makes miss. And just poor read, you can see right there, Shontavious Jones is coming open underneath, and we just make a bad read. We force a throw in there, and we get an interception instead of trying to tie the game up. And I really think if he throws the ball to Shontavious right there, we score a touchdown. Don't do it, and they end up getting the interception. We go to the second quarter, and this is the guy I was scared of. They're number 27 right there. He's an outstanding runner. Does a great job, and for the most part, they tried to use their speed on the outside, and we were able to run a lot of things down. They weren't able to get to the outside and make big plays like they have against a lot of people. And they missed the field goal. We come back, and again, another nice run here by Eugene Glenn. Really excited about the way he played in the ball game. He's a true freshman for us. Big third down conversion right there to Scott Fambro. Makes a big catch. And this is something Caden did late in the half. Late in the first half, they were playing a lot of soft coverage and having a lot of people run at him, and so he was getting down the field and tucking the ball and running. Here's a little screen pass there to Cameo Holloway. It scores a touchdown there on his senior day. Great block in there by our offensive line and wideouts to get the ball into the end zone. And, like a good football team does, they come back and they respond. And good run here. Get down to the 1-yard line, and they try to sneak the ball in, and we stuff it. They do a great job there of not letting them get in, and then their second down play, they hand the ball to the fullback here, and he gets over for the touchdown. And so with less than a minute to go, we're back down again, and I wanted us to get in the end zone. We run the draw there, first down, get a first down, and we're in our hurry up mode right now. And good job there by Griffin. He was trying to get out of bounds and couldn't do it. And then here's what he did again. They dropped everybody back in coverage, and he just takes off and runs, makes a big play, and then great protection here by our line, gives him plenty of time. We throw the ball deep, and great catch there by Griffin Raleigh. He made a great move on that to set the safety up. And then here's the return by Janoris Jenkins. This was this was almost a nightmare as well. Just you see the strength that he has right there to knock it away, and then he's got great speed to come across the field. And watch him turn the jets on right here. He just, all of a sudden, he takes off and runs. And we do a great job of hustling down the field, and a great job right there by one of our players there, and the kicker there, Daniel Anderson. And we were able to pin him and not let him get in the end zone where they take the lead back right before the half.
Coach, and you've coached football a lot, and I've done a lot of games, 14 years with the Blazers. The last couple of weeks, the end of halves is like I've never seen. I mean, 2 scores in about, less than a minute between the two teams, and then almost another unbelievable score on a kick. Everybody's trying to end the half. Yeah. It's been a wild 3-week run here for us.
Well, it's been a wild year, all the way across college football, and especially in the Gulf South Conference this year. I mean, it's just been completely crazy. But it has been, and, that's the thing that you always talk about. You got to play one play at a time, every play. And if you don't, you have one letdown. You're going to end up going into the half losing or turning the momentum over to somebody else.
We'll be back with the second half highlights in just a minute.
Valdosta State University. Encouraging.
In-depth inquiry.
Hands-on experience.
Service and involvement.
And a global view.
While offering
a beautiful residential campus.
Over 100 fields of study.
Graduate and online degrees.
And championship athletics.
All in a warm and friendly community.
Get connected and involved.
Do more. Become more.
Valdosta State University.
Coach, we go in the locker room up 20-16, a wild football game. Second half starts off very slow. The third quarter, boring is not a good word, but there was not much going on in that third quarter. What was your thoughts with your football team?
Well, we went into the halftime very excited. We took a lot of momentum in there, scoring with 2 seconds left to take the lead. So our guys were feeling good. We came out in the third quarter, and it was a defensive battle. Both defenses played outstanding football, and we were trading blows back and forth, and basically it ended up being a field position type game. And, I will say this about our defense. They did an outstanding job of shutting them down in the third quarter, as North Alabama did. They made some nice adjustments to us. You'll see in a drive here, we were running the ball very well, and they made some adjustments to our run game. And, we couldn't break tackles at that point when they made that adjustment like we were earlier in the game.
Let's watch the second half. Coach, you had Eugene Glenn pretty much the whole football game running and had a great game.
Yeah, he did. We're awfully proud of him. He has not played in a couple of weeks because he's had a concussion. But you can see he's got a heck of a future for us. He runs the ball hard, plays hard, and it's exciting to see some of the things that we can do here in the next couple of years with guys that we have on our roster. Again, they come out and they put together a nice little drive here. They crossed the 50-yard line. That was a big sack right there by Ryan Smith. And again, great play right there by Harrison Dreiling and Lawrence Virgil. And they end up punting the ball. We fair catch it down at the 10-yard line, and then first play right here, Eugene Glenn breaks about a 27-yard run. This was a great little start for us right here. Big third down conversion that we complete to Shontavius Jones, and they stuff the hole up, and he's trying to make something happen, just can't get back. We end up having to punt the football back to him. Our defense comes back out and again does an outstanding job of shutting them down. And big play there by Chris Pope. They punt the ball back to us, and again another nice little drive. Here's one that he slips through there, stays up, and then loses the football. He's fixing to break into the open field and run. And again, Caden does a nice job of running the football here and reading some things like we're doing and getting 10, 12 yards a pop. And another great read right there. Runs the football very well and very smart. He was getting down and getting out of bounds. And this was right after we dropped the ball in the end zone for the touchdown. You can see right there we get an extra 4 points there. We're up 27-16 if we can do that. And we come right back here early in the fourth quarter and get the pick. This was probably the most disappointing of the day. We had huge momentum right there, had an opportunity to really make a knockout blow, and we go 3 and out offensively. We throw an incomplete pass, and we run the ball, don't get anything, then throw a couple of incomplete passes there and turn the ball back over to them. they put together a good drive, and this is a 4th down play. We stop them on 4th down, get the ball back. At this time, we've lost Caden Cochran. He was hurt on a little rollout pass. That was a 3rd down play. They block a punt right here. This ball's just laying there on the ground. They scoop it up and turn it into a touchdown. And now all of a sudden we're back tied again, where we had a lot of momentum in the ball game. And special teams mistakes always end up hurting you at some point or another, and they change the momentum of the game, and that's exactly what happened again yesterday. That block punt changed the momentum of the game, and we make a great play here. I felt like, I don't know what else we can ask Alex Webster to do. He's playing the ball, he's going up trying to intercept it, and they get us for a pass interference, and then they hit us with a little back in the backfield, slipping out of the backfield, and here we go again. Less than a minute, we lose the lead. And I thought that Brett Whitmire came in and did an outstanding job. He gave us an opportunity to win. He has not played a lot of snaps for us, but you can see he had a lot of poise when he comes in here. He makes a big throw right there. Had a couple of great throws. And then, this is kind of a desperation thing. We're throwing the ball into the end zone here, trying to finish off the game. And they make a great pick right there. And we come out and they take one snap and kneel down, and that ends our season.
Coach, even on that one play, that one pass there, we're down at the 9-yard line, get the block in the back. It's just those kind of things that seem all at critical times.
Yeah, it's, we got the ball down around the 15-yard line if we don't make that mistake, and then we block in the back, and it really was not a factor, a block, if you just let the guy go, but we end up having to throw the ball from now about the 27-yard line instead.
Well, the Blazers do end the season with 3 consecutive losses, finished 6-4, extremely disappointed. I'm sure everybody can tell this morning we're not having fun this morning, and they don't want us to have fun, but it's part of what we have to do. But again, we're going to talk a lot about this. We're not going to have a scoreboard today since we don't feel like there's a reason to have one today, but we're going to have an extended Langdale Honda Kia look ahead here with 2 segments of that. We'll be back in just a moment.
Valdosta, more than you know, a place where kids dream and kind hearts prevail. In a setting full of recreation and excitement for all ages. A city of vibrant growth, career opportunities, and a thriving business environment. Combined with progressive thinking, it's about exploring your future. Valdosta, Georgia, more than you know.
Welcome back to the David Dean Show with the Langdale Honda Kia Look Ahead. And Coach, we'll take a few minutes here to discuss the past season and what's going to happen now. The season's over. The coaches, you guys, I know you're not going to take any time off. A lot of high school football games and stuff you're going to be watching.
Yeah, we'll start back basically tomorrow, start watching some high school film, recruiting. Our guys will now get out onto the road and start to visit some schools, pick up film. We'll be watching the playoffs all the way through. So this starts the next phase of coaching is recruiting season.
As far as the players, they're done for a while. They give them some time before you get back into the weight room.
Yeah, we our red shirts will spend this week testing to see how much they've improved since they came in. We'll give our varsity guys a couple of days off. We'll have a team meeting Tuesday afternoon and just kind of discuss what we're going to do for the rest of the year until the Christmas break, and then talk about our off-season program, the things that we want to do and that we want to improve on, and kind of reflect a little bit about what we did good in the season and what we did poorly.
Well, you knew coming into the season, you thought you had a talented football team, albeit a young football team. The progression this year with these guys, I mean, we talk about the whole game during the radio, freshman here, sophomore here, junior here. I mean, it's got to be a great, exciting thing to be thinking and looking ahead to next year.
Well, it is, and we knew we were going to be behind the 8 ball when we got into the conference play because everybody has a senior and junior laden team except for us. And we felt like if we could, somehow or another manufacture a couple of wins here and there, stay in ball games late, that we could win. We were in ball games late, we just didn't win them. So, hopefully it's going to change for us in the next couple of years. We'll be the senior laden team. Next year we're going to have a tremendous amount of juniors because we play with a lot of sophomores. The big thing for us is we can't get frustrated. We got to take these 3 losses and really make it mad. And when we go into our off season, use that as motivation to get better for next year.
And when we come back with our next segment, I want to ask you what you might be looking for as far as position-wise and where you maybe think you need to get things built up a little more.
All right.
I'll be back with more of the Langdale Honda Kia Look Ahead in just a minute. Welcome back to the Langdale Honda Kia Look Ahead, and Coach Dean is we're taking a look at next year already, because that's what you have to do in football. It's year-round recruiting and everything. But all the youngsters coming back, what areas though do you feel like you need to get better at?
Well, we've got to improve our depth at our offensive line. This year we played basically with about 6 offensive linemen. All of our guys that are coming back next year will all be seniors. They all played this year as juniors, so we've got to get some depth at our offensive line position, so we're going out looking for that. We lost 3 defensive linemen that were seniors, so we've got to turn around and grab some more defensive linemen. Lost an outstanding safety in Harrison Dreiling, so we've got to find a safety in there. We need to find some depth at our corner position, and probably going to go out and try and find another safety. Obviously, we lost our punter, Jack Fulford, who had an outstanding career here. Again, we feel like we got a good freshman that we redshirted, but you still need to have a couple of extra guys just for situations like that. Skill-wise, offensively, running backs, we're basically a lot of freshmen. We got 2 seniors next year. All of our wide receiver core is all sophomores. So we really are looking for a lot of that. The big thing for us this year is we only lose 12 seniors, and they occupy about 4 scholarships, so we don't have a whole lot of scholarships to go around this year.
And you're going to, for the first time, maybe go in with a number 1 quarterback going into the practice from now on?
Well, that's very important. Our guys know who the leader is. He obviously got hurt yesterday, so hopefully it's not very serious, and he's going to be able to be ready for spring practice, to go through spring practice with us.
All right, Coach, thanks. Appreciate it. Tough way to end the season, but the Blazers have a lot to look forward to in 2012. I want to take just a minute to thank everyone who watches this show, all of our sponsors, the folks here at VSU, headed up by Bill Muntz, who gets us through this every Sunday morning as we tape it. And I want to thank Coach Dean for allowing me to sit in with him and ask the stupid questions that people like me ask about football that don't know anything about football. But I enjoy it. I love it. I love Valdosta State. We look forward to seeing y'all next year. Have a great week.